So word's been around about Dr. Umar Johnson going bankrupt and the locked accounts and women issues or situations and all kinds of stuff. Some people calling them fraudulent. I was reminded when I think about him, um, Africanism, and one foot to Marcus Garvey. Or was he like the movie character that the late Calvin Lockhart played in Cotton Comes to Harlem, Deke O'Malley? Was he pulling a Deke O'Malley? If you've never seen that movie, please do. It should be available in these YouTube streets. Cotton Comes to Harlem. Calvin Lockhart's character Deke O'Malley was a con man talking about going back to the motherland, and he was running a hustle in the game. Some people are trying to say that about Dr. Umar Johnson. I think the cat has some words of wisdom, but I don't agree with a few things he says. But I'm not gonna knock nobody when they down either, because But he was probably gonna be, I'd say, one of the most influential black speakers on these YouTube content streets after Kevin Samuels. Dare I say that? Because he definitely, the late Kevin Samuels, because Umar was definitely making inroads and he was on a lot of features and debates and. Um, and I don't know the totality. I saw, I think, with the ex girlfriend, I think she was on the Storm and Rose show and she was talking about him, the dilapidated conditions, and talking about he's kind of a hoarder. And his daughter came out and he got kind of raked over the coals. So, but I'm not one to knock nobody when they're down. People go through things. Life happens. Things happen. I saw Charleston White had something to say about him. A lot of these cats is characters. A lot of these cats be saying stuff, as James Brown say, talking loud and saying nothing, because all they doing is digging on people when they're down. But I do find that Dr. Umar Johnson he had an interesting perspectives on some things, but I don't think things are always fully fleshed out. But he has some interesting takes. But the problem is that, again, you're a content creator. You have to be honest with your audience and stuff. People are gonna wonder about the school. What happened to that school. People are gonna call them, all kinds of things. They're gonna say, "Well, who was your boss?" This is a mindset. You gotta be very careful if you're gonna be a polarizing figure, especially if you got a give and take, and you gotta be very aware that people are definitely out to get you, and if they think you sus, they're gonna definitely call you out on being suspicious. So he we don't know how things are gonna turn out or what they're gonna be. But right now he says his assets got frozen and he talked about different things. I don't know. I watched him give speeches over the years. And like I said, he said some things I can go along with, some things I'm like, yeah, and some things, yeah. I think there is a sense of a certain part of people that are looking for black leadership, especially a voice, a fresh voice, a voice that can talk to the community and be based.